kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Ricmotech, high-performance sim racing equipment. There's only one place to go, Ricmotech.com.
Welcome, Bristol, Tennessee, the last great Coliseum, and round number 14 of the Ricmotech Truck Series presented by Extreme Scoring. 3 races left, and that's all she wrote, and we are cutting heads tonight to get down to the championship 4. We've got next week at Michigan and the season finale at Phoenix, and that's it. And joining me tonight in the booth, my broadcast partner a couple other nights of the week normally, Matt Mettler. Welcome back to Extreme Scoring.
Well, it's great to be back, Tony Trapasso, and what a treat tonight. The Southern Thunder invades Thunder Valley right here in prime time. The last great Coliseum in prime time is Extreme Time, and I am fired up and ready to go.
Absolutely. We can't thank our good friends over at Ricmotech enough for providing the footage that you're being able to see tonight. Let's get right into it and take a quick look at the point standings coming into this evening, as definitely some big goings on right now. As you see on your screen there, that is the current playoff standings. Ed Morris, by virtue of his win last week, gives him 5 on the season. He's currently leading the points, but only 6 markers up from Mike Rominger, who swept all of round 1, won both races there and the season finale the regular season finale at Talladega to punch his ticket into the playoffs to begin with. Michael Thwaites and Justin Lemke all on the inside looking out. And then you only got a 2-spot difference, or 2 marker difference between Chad Osborne and Justin Lemke right now, as Osborne, Morando, Kalo, and Haynes are all on the outside looking in. And I'll tell you right now, I would not want to be Thwaites, Lemke, Osborne, Morando, or Kalo right now.
Yeah, Tony, do or die right now for those drivers, and some of them probably still scratching their head trying to figure out what happened. You know, getting back to how you opened this piece, the current guy at the top of the points all of a sudden, man, he waited till the last second to punch his ticket, and then he goes on a tear and wins 2 in a row. Sounds like Tony Stewart back in 2011.
Well, that's just what we call Mike Rominger doing Mike Rominger things. You know, it took him a little bit to get this truck sorted out, as we were used to running the Cup car last couple of seasons. It took him a couple races to get it sorted, but once he did, he's really turned the wick up. And, you know, right now, 3 of those guys in the final 4, they're all running for prime time. Lemke, the only one for Dark Horse here tonight, so... You know, Lemke's got an uphill battle because he doesn't have any teammates left.
Yeah, he's flying solo right now, but sometimes, hey, that's all you need. We've seen other great drivers in the past do this. Alan Kawicki, there's a name that comes to mind. Granted, this was before the playoff era, but still, it can be done. All these drivers in this series, Tony, you know, they know what they're doing behind the wheel, but it's Bristol, baby. Trouble literally around every turn lurking. A lot of times here, it's a lot of racetracks. It's not where you start, it's how you finish, but even more so on this concrete monster these guys are about to face.
You're absolutely right. Is hot lap session now done and dusted? Clicking things over to qualifying. Who's going to be the first one to roll it? If you said the 12 of Michael Thwaites, you guessed right. There is...
He's just looking to keep that momentum rolling out there in practice. Now just click, next switch, qualifying. Let's see how he goes, or how it goes for Mr. Lemke.
Oh, that's Thwaites, who's coming in tonight 3rd in points. There's Lemke for Dark Horse, who's running in, coming into tonight 4th in points. Osborne is here. Haynes is here. Kilo is here. This could get very exciting.
You've got all the big names, all the big dogs coming out for a piece of the joust here at the Coliseum. Tony,
well, that didn't take long.
Yep.
Ed Morris doing Ed Morris things as he goes to the top of the pile. First one to go sub 15 seconds here in the trucks.
That is flying.
It absolutely is. Lemke currently sits 3rd quick. Rominger out on track in the Killer B Chevy Silverado. And there is Chad Osborne, the Extreme 24, getting it all wrong, and he's basically going to throw away lap 1. Rominger, though, on a good ripper right now. It's going to be a strong run for Rominger. 2nd quick, not too shabby. Absolutely not too shabby.
Nah, good way to stay out of the trouble, or some might say out of trouble here at Bristol. Keep yourself right at the front of the fishbowl.
Yeah, just hope you don't get run over from behind. That's all you got to worry about then. Still waiting on Rob Haynes, Nicholas Caldwell, Josh Wren, and Kerry Cleaver to all post times. And it looks like Caldwell going to be the next one to roll it. There is the 13 out of Morgantown, West Bygod, Virginia.
The Morgantown native, he's going to take it to the high banks here at Bristol. That 13 machine, that Chevrolet Silverado, let's see how he stacks up on the board against the rest of the competition. Everyone chasing Ed Morris Jr. That 14.89 right now, the time to beat.
And the only 2 guys to go, now there's 3 guys to go sub 15 seconds here in qualifying so far. Make that 4 as Caldwell 2nd quick. I was about to say the only 3 guys that have done it are the 3 guys on Primetime Motorsports here tonight. And just as I say that, Caldwell makes a liar out of me. And it looks like Josh Wren is going to have a one and done here as he gave it up on the first lap. Let's see what lap 2 is going to give for the 14. 5th quick. Put a safety one in. And here comes Colo out of pit road now. Out of High Point. Colo not in the best situation after missing last week at the road course. So he's basically got to win to move on. And that wall touch in qualifying is not going to help his cause much.
Now, the minute you touch that wall, Tony, in iRacing, you know what I'm going to say. You even breathe on it, you touch it, scrape it, ever so slightly. That lap crumpled, throw it out the window, does not count.
All you got to do is fart on that wall and it'll negate your lap. Colo goes 7th quick.
Just ask your cat.
Do what?
Just ask your cat about that.
Yeah, let's not talk about that because I think I'm going to call the joint up the street and order some General Tso's chicken.
Yeah, we're definitely not.
And tell them that I'll bring my own ingredients.
Oh, my.
I'm kidding. I love my cat.
Tony, when you get a chance, check your DMs, please.
Oh, crap. Another person sliding into my DMs. Just what I don't need.
It's not as bad as you think, Tony. I promise it's not that creeper from around the corner who was driving you crazy about a week ago.
You're not wrong. All right. And there is that handle.
Yes, sir. That is correct. Now there's one more thing we got to handle here tonight, Tony. That's 180 laps.
Absolutely. We are going to have a stage caution on lap 60. So about a third of the way through this piece. Not too shabby. But Josh Wren's still out there turning laps, getting all the practice he can possibly get right now. And you know what? I can't say I blame him. You know,
no, I don't either.
Doing something you and I both have done.
Tony.
Yeah.
Exactly. 100%.
Get as many laps here under, race conditions as you can. And when I mean that, I'm talking about the weather, which let's take a look at the weather coming into this evening. Just about a minute after 8 p.m. in sim time, 88-degree ambient air temperature is pretty muggy here in Thunder Valley. 74% water grain in the air under cloudy skies. Man, it is hot, it is sticky, and, the track is pretty much the same, as far as those conditions go. But under the lights here at Bristol, and we're cutting heads tonight. 4 guys going to be out of playoff contention.
Yeah, 4 guys. Not 1 or 2. We're talking 4 contenders. They have raced their tail off to put themselves in this position, Tony. And it is literally do or die for some of these drivers here this evening. What does that mean? The gloves are going to come off, and we're probably going to see some extreme racing here from the last great Coliseum this evening.
I see what you did there. Well, while we are waiting for the last few drivers to even make an attempt at qualifying, let's step away and get the first commercial break out of the way. That way we've got plenty of time to bring you the action as the night wears on. We'll be right back.
Ricmotech high-performance sim racing equipment. Whether you're just looking to have fun, train for race day, or become a serious esports competitor, Ricmotech has you covered. Hundreds of name brand parts. Support from experts that love sim racing. Trusted by the pros. There's only one place to go, Ricmotech.com. Ricmotech, high-performance sim racing equipment. There's only one place to go, Ricmotech.com.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today.
Helps if I turn my mic on before I start talking, doesn't it? Yeah, we are back at the last great Coliseum. Looks like congratulations going out to Ed Morris Jr. Congratulations on quick time here tonight as we get ready to start gridding them up. And Matt, let's not waste any time. Let's get right to it.
Starting on the pole this evening, Ed Morris Jr. He's the man, 14.888. That's the pole speed here tonight. Outside of him, row number 1, that's going to be the 13 of Nicholas Caldwell. Row number 2, Mike Rominger in the 4. Outside of him, in the 12, Michael Thwatts. Starting fifth. Thwaites, thank you. In row number 3, that's going to be the 5 in 5th, Josh Wren. Outside of him, the 35 in 6th, that's Justin Lemke out of New England. 7th belongs to David Kellogg. That's Caldwell?
Oh, no, Kilo. Sorry.
Thank you. David Kilo in the 15 there outside. Chad Osborne in the 24. 9th belongs to Rob Haynes from across the bridge there in Canada in the 99. And just rounding out your top 10, Kerry Cleaver in the 69, Tony.
Absolutely. I figured you'd get a kick out of that one. As the only Ford in the field is going to be that 6.9 time of Cleaver. And looks like we
Hard to believe.
There we go. We finally have everybody gridded up so far. Very Chevy heavy field here tonight as we get ready to turn them loose for 180 laps. Again, 7 sets of tires to get it done with, 70% fuel fill. We're looking fuel window around, well, we're at least going to get the first stage in, done, and dusted. At least that's what we've been told. Now, whether or not that's actually going to be the case, we have yet to find out. But fuel window's looking right around, I believe we were told 85 to 90.
Yeah, 85 to 90 laps on that fuel payload. Tires always a premium here at Bristol. Concrete surface, got to keep that in mind, especially as these temperatures change throughout the course of the night. Tony, those lights are out, and you know what that means.
I do. As the lights going out on the pace car this time by Morris, setting quick time here tonight. A lot of sharp trucks, packed grandstand here at the last great Coliseum. Thank you so much for part of your Tuesday evening. Don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, share, turn on bell notifications so you don't miss a single mode of action here on Sim Racing Media. As we are going to get ready to turn them loose. The pace car lights out, getting ready to wind it up. And it is time to wipe the visor and adjust the 5-point harness. Grandma, grab the barbecue because it's time to get it on in the mid-10s. Race fans, it's showtime!
It's not prime time, it's extreme time, and we're live from the last great Coliseum. Tony Trapasso, thanks everybody for being along as they thunder down into turn number 1 and 2 for the first time, side by side. Look at the top side reveal here. Nicholas Caldwell trying to go the big time action. There is a cream puff pie disaster. Right off the rip, Tony Trapasso. I don't believe it. That's Bristol, baby.
That's your points leader. Luckily, he punched his ticket last week, but Ed Morris Jr. just made his night a whole lot more difficult, and I think he took Rominger with him.
Oh, he did. He didn't have a choice. You see him.
Here you go. We're in a complete Noah's Ark situation, 2x2 as far deep as the field goes. And Morris just overcooks it into 3, and yep, Rominger pancakes the right side of the 4 with nowhere to go, and that's... Ed Morris just narrowed the primetime number 7 up by about 3 feet.
Yeah, he probably, unfortunately, got the good out of that race truck, Tony. And with that secondary contact right before he impacted the outside safer barrier, engaged that helicopter action just before he hit. Luckily, he didn't turn that 7 into a boomerang.
Well, let's watch that again, because if I'm not mistaken, all 4 tires were off the ground on the 7.
Oh, he took flight.
Well, let's take a look at that again from a different angle here. Back end steps out there, tries to correct it, and boom, yep, all 4 wheels off the ground.
Very uncharacteristic mistake from Ed Morris Jr., one of the great talents. Tony said in the opening here, 4 guys go or go home potentially. Ed Morris on the pole. If that doesn't tell you that the stakes are high here tonight, I don't know what will when you see Ed Morris just send it in there like that. Cold tires could have been a factor there. And just like that, under caution, and we went through the stratosphere as far as the excitometer is concerned, not even within a lap.
Did not even complete 1 lap under green flag conditions, as unfortunately that was turn 4 on lap 1. Hey, they made it through turn 1 at least.
This is true. You can't win it going into turn 1. You can't win it coming out of turn 4 in the final lap either, but hopefully they got plugs to jitters.
How in the hell did Ed Morris Jr. stay on the lead lap? Lights are out on the pace car. Rominger is 1 lap down right now. As here we go. Caldwell has the button from the outside. His OSG teammate right behind him in the 14 in the form of Josh Wren. Both those guys running for Caldwell Racing. Unfortunately, Nick got eliminated in the previous round. But right now, Wren hanging tough on the high side. He's bringing Lemke with him. That's the good news for Justin Lemke is he's not the only Toyota here tonight. But he's definitely going to have his hands full with that 24 Extreme Toyota of Josh Osborne.
Oh, Osborne's going to lose it. He's going to spin. He's going to save it, though, pull it back up on the banking. Talk about a 1-2 just...
Jeepers.
He had 1 catastrophe, almost another one, followed here right after we went back green again. This is going to stretch out the field a little bit.
Tell me these guys in the bottom half of the points right now are trying hard without telling me they're trying hard.
Exactly, Tony. You stole the words out of my mouth. I mean, they are driving the daylights out of this thing, and we just took the green flag. Remember, these guys, time for the spotters, the crew chiefs to get on the radio and calm these drivers down. We have a long way to go. The good news is that near disaster, some of the drivers further near the back had to jump on the binders, and we kind of, strung this thing out a little bit. Everyone's single file chasing Caldwell, as he's rocking the top right now in the 13.
Absolutely. Caldwell rocking the 13. His teammate Josh Wren right there in the 14. And don't count out the 12 of Michael Thwaites, as he is right there.
Yeah, Thwaites in the 12 on the move. You can see he's kind of running that bottom to middle, while the 14er Wren and Caldwell, they're pretty committed to the top side of the racetrack here. You got to be careful on that bottom, Tony. That's where we've seen disaster strike twice now. But the 12 there, Thwaites really making it work. Oh, look at this move. Side by side, they almost high-five each other. They barrel off the turns 1 and 2 complex. The 12 gets a great run through the center of the corner, but look at the 14 carrying that momentum as he's working the top.
The 14 of Wren able to carry the momentum. He's able to use a little bit of the downhill coming off the corner to drive that truck forward, but Thwaites doesn't care. He has got that 12 dialed in on the bottom, and Katie, bar the door, because Thwaites is coming, and give that lap to Thwaites by a fender.
Yeah, by a couple thousandths there to Thwaites. Here comes Caldwell back on the top side, not so fast. He's going to try and power back by, leads him by a fender into the 3 and 4 complex. It's a drag race side by side at the line. That lap went to Caldwell. By
the same gap. These guys are just impressive right now. As, it's a complete Noah's Ark situation at the front of this field. Thwaites going to have the advantage this time by half a truck. And Thwaites has got to get off that bottom lane soon, because all he's going to do is just punish that right front tire running down there. Caldwell, though, has to be mindful of the rear tires, because you're slipping them just a little bit more in that top line. Oh, 14 to Wren into the wall.
14 to the Wren tags that outside retaining wall, and you're right about the number 12 of Thwaites, as he's still going back on the attack here, Tony. I thought, like you said, he's going to abuse the heck out of those good years. I thought he was going to pull it up in line and just give the lead back to Caldwell. He punched the afterburner again. Look at him eating on the bottom here, side by side. But Caldwell's loving this because he's got the preferred line up top right now. He's not having to abuse his equipment like the 12 is. If you see him now, that 12, those tires probably starting to get red hot. I imagine the 12 is probably going to try to move up the racetrack here as Michael Thwaites doing everything he can, throwing haymakers, the kitchen sink at Caldwell.
Lemke all over Wren for third as well, and here comes the 15 of Kilo.
Kind of replicate what we have going on at the front of this piece right now. Now it's the 35 and the 15 going at each other.
And don't ever count out that beer store number 99 of Rob Haynes. He is right there in the thick of it.
Yeah, that beer store 99. In Canada, you got to go to a beer store to get the party. Well, he's bringing the party to the field right now. The 99, he's got the goodies, he's got the drinks, and he's trying to bring the drink to the front here all over. He is there all over the back of Chad Osborne.
He is, Osborne now over the back of Haynes. But this is the strongest run right now for Nick Caldwell Racing, as their trucks sit 1, 3, and 5. And Osborne gets back up in there as he's trying to make some headway working on the 14.
Yeah, he's working on the 14. The 14 driving so hard, Wren actually caught the wall there lately a couple times. Almost comes up and nerves the back of Osborne there. He's going to have to check up. That's going to open the door there for the beer store. Rob Haynes, he's bringing the party towards the front. 99 may have saved his stuff the first couple laps here, because he is coming on strong now to the front.
And that's something Rob Haynes has struggled with all season. Especially if he gets clean track in front of him, he is just going to start walking away. And speaking of walking away, these two guys at the front, Caldwell and Thwaites, 2 3/4 of a second over David Kilo, who sits in third right now.
Right, and that's after one caution to start this piece off. So these guys have wasted no time checking out from the competition. And they're still going at it, Tony. I would have thought Michael Thwaites would be perfectly fine right now inside of 35 laps. I'm sitting right here off the back tailgate of the leader. No, Thwaites wants that lead. He wants to be carrying the torch here, clearly.
He does, because he knows that that's the only way he can guarantee himself a spot in the championship 4. And, you've got to remember, too, Mike Rominger came in tonight second in points and did not have that great of a finish last week. Came in as the number 1 seed, left as the number 2 seed at Mosport last week up in Canada. And of all the trucks I was expecting to see there last week, we did not see Rob Haynes in the 99. Kind of ironic if you think about it.
Yeah,
The one
yeah,
Canadian
right.
driver still left in the top 8 skips his home race.
Since he's got the beer store on that race truck, I'll tell you a story about Canada and this oldie but a goodie called Loaded Soda. Tony, the first
Loaded soda?
Loaded soda. So, 19 is the legal drinking age in Canada. Me being a Buffalo, New York native, I was a hop, skip, and a jump right from the border. So, come out of boot camp.
I spent many a weekend at the Sundowner when I was in college in Western New York.
So you know what I'm talking about. That was stop number 2 after the beer store. Well, they got this little gem called Loaded Soda. It looks like something you would give to a bunch of preschoolers. It tastes like Kool-Aid. Tony, the proof on this thing is 45 proof.
Sneaks up on you, don't it?
Oh my God, I found out why they called it Loaded Soda. I unfortunately unloaded at the Sundowner. I had a little too much excitement before I went in there. So there's my Loaded Soda story for you.
Okay, you're at duty free, you're about to cross back over to the States. What are you buying?
Well, smoke's number 1.
As far as libations.
Oh, that's tough, Tony. What are you buying? I'm gonna throw that back at you.
Okay, because I used to go up to the Orno Fair up in Bowmanville, Ontario for I did radio controlled tractor pulling, and as part of the fair, one of the guy that ran the club in Canada as part of the national organization down here in the States, which international organization I guess is what you would refer to it as. He was one of the heads of the fair up in Orno, and we'd go up there twice a year for pulls, and every time coming back, it was the same thing: a 24 rack of John Labatt Classic.
Ooh, the good one.
Now, I mean, you guys are probably familiar, especially if you're in the Northeast, you're familiar with Big Blue 22s. Betty Blues. The official beer of the Buffalo Sabres.
Buffalo Sabres, by the way, that's right.
And Buffalo Bills. But, it was the original recipe that John Labatt first started producing. And it has it's still a lager. It's still, the same great lager that you're used to. But it's got just a tick sweeter of a taste to it. It's not quite as bitter as, the normal Labatt. It's just got a little bit of just a hint of sweetness to it.
I was actually a fan of the Labatt Ice. That was my flavor. If you had it cold enough, that was key. And Molson Triple X.
Oh, you're going back to the 90s now.
Well, I probably shouldn't have been drinking it when I was, but Molson Triple X, you just needed 1 or 2 of those and you were set. Well, at least in the early days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The good news is, all of this you can get exactly where the 99 sponsor is located, all over Robert Haynes' PRD Tundra. He is going places around the last great Coliseum. I can't believe the drive out of the 99.
Yep.
I mean, he is caught the leaders, Tony. He is now on the back, literally, of Michael Swatz.
Haynes has had pace all week, or all season, I should say. And, you know, it's only just been silly mistakes or getting caught up in other people's messes that Haynes is, you know, not leading the points. Definitely one of the fastest trucks on track week in and week out. You know, there's usually 4 names you got to watch out for: Thwaites, Haynes, Morris, and Rominger. Well, Morris currently being down there in 7th place is the last truck still being scored on the lead lap. Rominger is quite a few laps down after spending the last 10 minutes on pit road.
Yeah, we know why he spent 10 minutes on pit road. I mean, that was a hit he took there.
Yeah, that truck's a mess. But you know what was an even bigger mess? That one right there, the 7 of Ed Morris Jr. I mean, he's got damage on both sides of that rig.
Yeah, and he was able to achieve liftoff as well, if you recall, Tony.
He's lucky he didn't break more things than he did.
I was shocked.
Here's the good news. Because we are in the truck and it doesn't have the digital dash, we can keep an eye on the oil temp and the water temp here on Morris. You can see both those gauges to the left of the tachometer. If those go much higher than, I would say, 230, he's in trouble. But right now, clear sailing for the 7. Brushes the wall there, working his way around the lap truck of Terry Cleaver in the 69.
Ooh, gets a little piece of the wall there.
Just a little bit. I mean, Morris is trying to hustle that truck to get it back into contention.
I guarantee you his arms are going to feel like jello after this one. He has all that damage working against him. Certainly a couple cautions here would help him out tremendously. But like you said, Tony, he is going to have a drive of a lifetime here. He's going to have to be like the Romans leading the charge.
Oh, and while we were away...
Oh, look at this.
Rob Haynes got past Michael Thwaites. Let's go back and take a look at what happened with the 99 and the 12. You see Haynes just stalking Thwaites right now. And he's going to use that top lane to its advantage. Thwaites still on that bottom side, and I don't think it's working this late into the run. You know, we're currently working lap 60. So
the beer store bandit is coming on
stage
the top side,
over.
Tony.
That's the stage. So Caldwell, Haynes, Thwaites, Lemke, Kilo, Osborne, Morris, Wren, Cleaver, and Rominger getting the points here. And with that, we are going to step away, pay a couple more bills, and we'll be back right after this.
Allow Extreme Scoring to do the work for you.
Ricmotech high-performance sim racing equipment. Whether you're just looking to have fun, train for race day, or become a serious esports competitor, Ricmotech has you covered. Hundreds of name brand parts. Support from experts that love sim racing. Trusted by the pros. There's only one place to go, Ricmotech.com.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in. Custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today. Allow Extreme Scoring to do the work for you.
Ricmotech high-performance sim racing equipment. Whether you're just looking to have fun, train for race day, or become a serious esports competitor, Ricmotech has you covered. Hundreds of name brand parts. Support from experts that love sim racing. Trusted by the pros. There's only one place to go, Ricmotech.com.
And we are back at the last great Coliseum. Nick Caldwell winning the battle off pit road that time as Chad Osborne using a little bit of pit strategery. Oh, who am I kidding? He just smoked a pit stop and got up there by his own merit. But take a look. Osborne and Haynes right now both sitting +6. Lights are out on the pace car. Caldwell has the button. Into the Geico restart zone we go. As Caldwell jumps on the loud pedal and we are back underway. Osborne getting a little bit of an advantage going through 1 and 2. Here comes Osborne.
Not so fast as Osborne. Oh my goodness, reminiscent.
Dadgummit.
Oh my, no. Carnage. Absolute dumpster fire off the restart again. It looked like the start of the race. It was deja vu.
And to quote Yogi Berra, it's deja vu all over again.
When I saw the 24 of Osborne down there on the bottom.
Yep. Same thought went through my mind going into 3, and lo and behold, there it is. I didn't want to say anything though, but
right.
Haynes unfortunately rips the front of that truck off. Osborne's front end is gone. Rominger picking his way through. Ed Morris picking his way through. David Collot. Let's go on board with Collot and watch this again, because this is what the 15 saw.
I'm speechless right now, Tony, as we go on board here.
So we're on board with Collot in the 15. It starts to bust loose. Dodge, swipe, dodge, runs over the nose cone, and just like that, David Collot's your new race leader.
Was that the 99 of Rob Haynes that served up, not by his doing, I mean, sent a wing splitter into the inside wall and just immediately out that board?
Well, he immediately towed because
immediately towed to pit road.
It basically broke the engine mounts and sent the transmission through the back of the truck. And unfortunately, Justin Lemke nowhere to go. He's going to get some front end damage there. And Chad Osborne has immediately put it on the hauler in the 24. Well, that means Osborne is not going to move on to the championship round of 4.
And Tony, you said at the opening, look at how these drivers are driving. They're driving like there's no tomorrow, even though it's the nighttime out here currently in sim time. And Chad Osborne, I mean, literally the same thing on the initial start of the race, just about unfolds again. He's trying to uncork one, get a hard charge off the bottom here as he pulls door to door with the 13 of Caldwell. It's so painful to watch. catches a piece of the 24.
Yeah, and there you heard, we were watching the 99 of Haynes, and you could hear the engine just let loose.
You could hear the explosion, and you're right. The transmission of that wound up landing
in the bed of the truck.
Or the bed of the truck.
Take a look at Osborne and how much damage the 24 took here.
Shot the rods and the rings right through the hood.
Watch this. Completely rips the front off that Toyota.
I mean, a lot of the field now has moderate to substantial damage, Tony. How lucky is that 15?
I'll tell you right now, that's wreck avoidance of the year.
I can't believe how he was able to navigate through that storm. Gets a good restart here, too, on the money.
And Thwaites didn't get going.
No, I think he missed a shift, or perhaps maybe he started in third gear. I've been guilty of that as well.
Hey, whatever you got to do not to spin the tires.
That's right. You don't want to have a repeat of what just took place here.
It looks like he was trying to get high quick.
Yeah, well, that seems to be the more conservative line, especially on fresh Dr. Feelgoods here. We've seen what happens when you try to really send it down low here. The back just steps out, loses traction, and that is not what you want to do here at the last great Coliseum early in these tire runs before they come up to temp. Now here comes the charge back from Caldwell in the 13. Gets a little tight coming off the corner there. Send it in, riding the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies, as we like to say, Tony. And here comes Lemke now. Thwats coming into the picture as well. Lemke just outside of this battle, as he is now up 2 spots in 4th. Ed Morris Jr. now up to 5th.
Morris up to 5th. Strong recovery drive, but your biggest mover right now is that 15 that's showing the way. That is David Calo. Currently sits +6 in the lead of this piece, and I'll tell you right now, this is a very good run from Calo.
Calo is killing it right now, literally out there. He's got the torch. He's won the jousting match so far as I'm concerned. What a drive through the field, Tony, as you mentioned, up 6 spots. And that truck is hooked up. It is in the concrete. Can he keep the 13 behind him? Because he is certainly swarming all over the tailgate.
Well, I mean, Caldwell, it's been an up and down season as far as Nick Caldwell standards go. He's currently sitting winless on the season. He would love nothing more than to win here at Bristol. But he's also got to look at the big picture, because Calo is still in the battle.
Yeah, Calo's still in the battle. Hey, even right now as Caldwell makes the pass. Oh! Tony, how many times have we seen this? You open the door, and someone's going to go for a twofer, and it's Thwats on the bottom. Now he's side by side. He says, if you can do it, I can do it too. It's a drag race on the bottom. Now look at this. Caldwell's getting caught by Thwats. They almost were able to run down the 13 there, side by side. They get it sorted out. Back to single file.
Matt, real quick, I don't want you to get yelled at like I did. It's a long A on the 12.
The long A on the 12, thank you.
Yeah, it's Thwaites.
Waits, got it.
Like wait with a TH. Yeah. I get yelled at for that. That's why I mentioned it.
I appreciate it. No.
Caldwell, Thwaites, Calo, all right there on top of each other. Ed Morris back about 2.5 seconds off these guys. And don't look now. But Rominger looking to get one of his laps back the hard way, as he's starting to reel in this lead 3. I think if it wasn't for that team having to replace a bent track bar after that opening lap melee, Romans would be right in this mix right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, like you said, that's Bristol. That happens. It's a story of attrition. Any race you come to Bristol happens to the best of us, Tony. Just some nights it's your time here at Bristol. Other nights it's not so nice to you, and it makes for a long evening. But I'll tell you what, the three at the front of this piece right now, they've been dogfighting. Is now Thwaites taking his turn here as he wants to go to the front.
Absolutely, is Thwaites making a bid for it right now. But, you know, to quote Norm from Cheers, some days you're the fire hydrant, some days you're the canine. And I think I broke Matt again.
Partially.
Thwaites letting that dog eat on the bottom lane. Still door to door with Caldwell. Caldwell hanging tough on the top side. Give that lap to Caldwell by a fender.
Now working lap 90, quickly approaching lap 100. Tony, we say it time and time again. Passing them or catching them is one thing. Passing them, completely different story.
You are correct, sir.
This Thwaites cannot seem to find the light at the end of the tunnel, trying to figure out a way to get around Caldwell for the lead.
Thwaites doing everything he can except throw the kitchen sink at it. Only because that would just weigh the truck down more. But Caldwell hanging tough, though. You know, he's led a good majority of this race. Matter of fact, all but about 4 laps, I think, have gone to Nick Caldwell. As only one retirement to speak of, and that's going to be Chad Osborne. Rob Haynes still on pit road. Should have time to get... no, he doesn't. Unfortunately, Haynes is not going to have enough time to get that engine swapped out and back out on track to get a lap on Osborne. And tough break for Osborne, Haynes, and Rominger, as this points battle is very tight right now.
Yeah, that's certainly, well, that threw a monkey wrench into their plans. Let's just call it how it is. You know, and Rob Haynes was on the charge there, too. He was really coming. Was in a great position there, you know, coming out of that stage break. And the bomb just literally went off and just took him out of this race.
Yeah, it absolutely did. And it was through no fault of his own, really. He was just trying to avoid both trucks, and Osborne spun down in front of him. But, you know, we go from the high banks here at Bristol, short track racing at its finest, to the 2-mile Brooklyn, Michigan course next week, the house that Penske built in Michigan International Speedway for race number 1 of the Championship 4. And Matt, I'll tell you right now, these guys at Michigan put on an amazing show every time we go there.
Oh, I remember, you know, almost a year ago when I was, you know, on top of the, up here in the booth, Tony, they always put on a great show everywhere they went. Michigan was certainly a highlight. Everyone that's dialed in right now, you got it locked in on the right YouTube channel. Now make sure you subscribe so you don't miss every time these boys in prime time hit to the racing surface. You don't want to miss, like Tony said, Championship 4 next week. Easiest way so you don't forget. Smash the like button, ring the bell. And Tony, 7 days of racing action right here on SRM to go along with it. You can't go wrong.
It's absolutely impossible to go wrong, especially with all the great leagues that we get the chance to broadcast throughout the week. As a matter of fact, tonight is the third race of a quadruple header. As over on the sister broadcast, let me just pull that information up so I can get it right. over on the sister broadcast right now. We currently have the Jack Dowell Simulators and Esports Truck Series round 15 from Pocono. The SCL late models just finished up a couple minutes ago, and coming up at 10:05 Eastern, Western States Season 50 round number 3 from Charlotte. 50
Pretty much
seasons, 25 years with those guys running 2 seasons a year. That's incredible.
That's one heck of a stretch, Tony. I mean, that's going back at the dawn, really, when you could even make something like this even possible. So for them to be around that long, I mean, that's incredible.
Well, when we used to do the podcast, Dave Regal and I had a chance to talk to Bob Beltrami over there at Western States, and he actually said they started way back in the old dial-up days of NASCAR 98.
As back when Papyrus was still on.
That's exactly what it was. And you know, I remember mid-90s NASCAR 95 had just come out, and there was a group of us that were in the Society of Automotive Engineers that, you know, Friday nights, one of the guys somehow had a key to the computer labs, and we installed that game on like 8, 9, 10 computers, and we'd have a LAN party in the computer lab until we got busted one night as one of the professors came in. You guys doing? Working on your thesis?
Nope.
No, sir.
We're racing on the keyboard.
And the next thing you hear is somebody yell out, USOB! Because we were at Talladega with the restrictor plates off, which is something you could do back then. And
230 plus miles an hour.
230 plus miles an hour, and there's a pack of 10 of us, and one guy got launched. Like complete moonshot.
The professor, I mean, let's just be honest, he probably really wanted to sit down and join in. He was probably just shocked at what he was seeing.
He actually did.
I knew it.
And then had a nice talking to us the next day. Or the next Monday, I should say. Because, guys, you can't be doing that. At least not without me present.
All right.
Okay, you're invited next week.
All right, someone tell me how you set this up. How'd you pull this off? And we're going to have to try to plug this hole temporarily.
Well, let's just say that all 10 of us got A's in that particular professor's programming class.
Nicely done, Tony. You know, back in those days, if you remember, Tony, we watch, you know, now we're watching the 13th Godwell continuing to lead this piece. Now has, you know, almost a 2.5 second lead here over Thwaites here. In the 12. You know, he had a 56K modem. That was spicy. But if you had a V90, you were the man on the block.
Well, we were actually all plugged into the mainframe, and this was back in the days of Windows 3.1. There was no Windows 95 yet, at least not on that campus. It was Windows 3.1 is what we were using, and DOS.
Yeah, even still, I believe Windows 3.1 and 3.11, it was, I mean, to load that game, I mean, you're running DOS commands.
Yeah, we were. And now, mind you, this is the same professor that wanted to fail my roommate. Uh-oh.
Caution on the racetrack. 35 ride, Justin Lemke. One of 3 Toyotas in the field.
What happened to the dark horse?
Caught a little piece of the apron there. That didn't do it. Well, not that time anyhow. Here comes the 12 outside.
Oh! 2 minutes boarding. Holy cow.
Thwaites thumps him.
And thumped him good, too. So we take a look at Lemke, and Matt, if I could maybe take a look at driver info, does it say where Lemke is from?
Let me take a peek here for you, Tony.
Because the sponsor that's on the bed cover of that truck is where I bought my last fender from.
What are the odds of that?
Does it say New York?
Not seeing it listed here on my end.
Be under the far left.
10-4, thank you.
Entries. Let's just look at it together.
Gotcha.
New England, close enough. Because there was a Daddy's in Georgetown, I remember. Daddy's Junkie Music for all your music needs, folks. Some of the best customer service in the business. And that gave Ed Morris a reprieve. Keeping him on the lead lap. Unfortunately, no lucky dog because Lemke was the one that brought that out, and he was in line to get the free pass. Caldwell wins the battle off pit road. 4 in fuel for him. Kilo, 4 in fuel. Wren, 4 in fuel.
Yeah, anytime you get an opportunity to come here at the last great Coliseum and put fresh Goodyear Eagles on your race truck.
Oh, absolutely. Especially when you're in, you can make it from here territory.
Absolutely.
And don't look now, but this is a great night for Nicholas Caldwell Racing, as Caldwell himself leads the race. His teammate Kilo and Josh Wren are going to restart second and third. Not
they're having
too shabby.
No, not at all, Tony. And I know you mentioned earlier, the 13, he's kind of have an up and down season. Unfortunately, I'm not a regular. It's such a privilege to be here tonight, get another taste of extreme in action. But, that's part of the beauty of it for me. I get to call it raw. I don't necessarily have all the history and the knowledge that you do. But Nicholas has been throwing up a race tonight ever since the drop of the green flag. That truck has been on point.
And here's the thing, is Nick's in a conundrum right now, because he's already eliminated from the playoffs, but his teammate right behind him needs this win.
And what's the best medicine to fix the woes of not being in the playoffs? Go out there and get a dub, as we're back under green flag action. What a start. 13 gets a little booster there from his buddy up on the top shelf. Rocking the top once again. There's his teammate. In tow, Chevrolet's. In fact, Chevrolet's rolled through the top 5 right now. Ed Morris still in 5th. Can he get that truck up inside the top 4, perhaps the top 3? Oh, big time wiggle there.
Wren was all sorts of sideways coming off the 2.
Yeah, I have no idea how he saved that.
Because it's a straight axle car, not independent rear suspension, so you can save these things. And it doesn't have those low profile rubber band tires that they run on the Cup cars now.
Yeah, those 17-inch, low profile. That means it's a hard side and a really hard sidewall. And you're right, Tony. They're tough to catch. Is the 12 of Wren sends it? Can you hear? Whoa!
Kilo pounds the wall. That opens the door for Thwaite and Morris.
Yeah, here comes Morris in the 7. He's eating on the bottom. You know he wants to get back up into this thing because he was just absolutely annihilated lap 1 of this one. Side by side, door to door, they are throwing haymakers at each other, Tony Trapasso. Now, Morris going to go back up to the top line, regroup. Here we go, picking right up where he left off once again. Waits on the bottom. That 15 staying committed to the top side of the racetrack, though, Tony. He has not flinched. I believe he's been right up there with his teammate pretty much, through 134 laps of competition.
Currently your biggest mover at +5 as well. Kilo didn't have the qualifying attempt he wanted, but he's definitely... Not too many more of those, Dave.
Yeah, that is not the next-gen car. These trucks, they're tough. That Xfinity car, it's like a tin can. You know, these trucks can take a little bit more abuse, but
Uh-oh.
you cannot. Ed Morris Jr., just as it started to turn the corner for him, he finds himself parked in the bush beans right there on the front stretch. What happened to Ed Morris Jr.?
Well, let's go back and watch.
Finally recovered from lap 1 mayhem.
The 14 bangs the wall. They bang fenders coming through the Geico restart zone. There goes Morris, and there goes Ren.
Yeah, he gets
and Ren just blew up, I think. Well, he's smoking anyways.
Yeah, he's going to be down a couple hundred RPM, but yeah, Ren hits the wall at the wrong time, and unfortunately, Ed Morris Jr. on the dirty deeds done dirt cheap end.
Oh yeah, they ventilated some rods off the side of that block. So that's going to leave us with 3 retirements, as Osborne and Haynes have already put it on the hauler. We go back to live action here with Nick Caldwell showing the way. And the only 3 trucks left on the lead lap, those 3 trucks in your picture right there, as Colo and Thwaites going door to door for 2nd place.
Yeah, Thwaites has really been making this race interesting here at the front. I mean, he's trying to spoil the party, and he has just been resilient, refuses to gild and is pulled over. Going up against, David in the 15 here, Tony. Still Chevy on Chevy action, but these two are in a dogfight right now. Thwaites has been so aggressive, just consistently working on the back of the 15. He's not having any time to breathe, catch his breath. He slips. Thwaites is there to take the spot.
And Thwaites is one of those long ball players. As we are 35 to go this time by. And, Thwaites is just going to stalk you and wait for you to make a mistake, especially in the later going. And he hasn't really been pushing that 12 all that hard here tonight.
And that's the scary part, because, look at how he just pulls right up out of the back of that Chevrolet Silverado. Now he turns it down to the bottom. What a corner. Beautiful exit. I thought with some laps on these tires, that would be a little tougher for him to pull off and execute. But it's not. He's rotating the bottom of it perfectly. Gets a little push off the corner there.
All these guys got to do is just not kill each other, and they're coming out of here with a podium finish.
And I think that's the end game, right, Tony?
Well, Colo needs to win. Colo just about has to win to move into the championship round of 4. Thwaites is going to be okay on points. Colo is on the outside looking in coming into tonight, so that's where the conundrum is with Caldwell. As much as he wants to win and get the monkey off his own back, he's got to look big picture and remember that, if Colo can win, he's going to the championship round of 4 and bringing, possibly bringing a championship home to that team. Here's the last great hope on that Caldwell Racing, juggernaut.
Talk about having to be in it to win it. He literally has to win into the championship 4, like we've seen so many times in real life, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
And Thwaites is really keeping him honest right now. He has this man straight up in overtime inside of that race truck. Is now Thwaites going to get the advantage here, but the high side's going to prevail. As these tires continue to wear, if Thwaites is able to keep that pace on the bottom, I think he's going to be able to execute this pass here sooner than later. Side by side, they continue to throw up a John Force special Coliseum style here under the lights.
Absolutely. And, you definitely don't want to miss a single mode of action for the next 2 weeks here in the Ricmotech Cup Series presented by Extreme Scoring. As the championship round of 4, it's a 2-race shootout. Michigan and Phoenix. And I mean, you don't want to miss the action. So hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you don't miss a single moment of action here on Sim Racing Media. And while you're at it, you're also helping us get to 3,500 subscribers, as we are fast approaching that number. Just in the past year and a half, this company has grown over leaps and bounds, and it's all thanks to you great folks that are watching these races. So, do us a favor, give these videos a thumbs up, because the way YouTube works is the more thumbs up a video gets, the more upvotes, if you will, the more likely it is to show. Oh!
Sorry to cut you off there, Tony, but Thwaites just deployed the doorbell, and they almost overcooked the beans.
Honk, honk. That was chrome horn all the way, but like I was saying, the more thumbs up a video gets, the more likely YouTube is to have it pop up on someone's homepage when they log into their YouTube account and say, hey, you might like to watch this.
Ooh, speaking of like to watch this, you have to watch this battle right now.
These two guys are getting after it, and it's getting ugly.
It is a slugfest. It's almost like if you had Tyson, in the ring right along with in Holyfield. I mean, that's the only thing I can, put this to right now. Outside of the racing sport to another sport. I mean, this is better than Montana versus Marino.
Okay.
I mean, this is a slugfest of epic proportion right now.
This is Tyson Holyfield before the earbiting incident. Red Sox, Yankees, Celtics, Lakers. Anybody that wants to turn Tom Brady into Joe Theismann. It's that type of hard-nosed, smash-mouth football here on a racetrack. Speaking of football, I don't know if you've ever noticed or not here at Bristol, Matt, but I'm gonna show you a quick view from the iRacing blimp. You notice what that is where the haulers are parked?
Little college football action there. Perhaps.
That is a football field where the University of Tennessee has played a home game here at Bristol.
I mean, how cool is that? I mean, I granted it might be a little tough to, get the best viewing angles, but literally, could you imagine a sellout crowd? I mean, you have seating all the way around this thing. That's why it's called the last great Coliseum.
Well, the other thing, too, is they put bleachers on the track.
They put, could you imagine a sellout college crowd here? I mean, that would set records probably of epic proportions.
I think they did. But there's still more seating at University of Michigan's Loud House.
You bring up a good point. I think you're referencing the Wolverines, correct?
Correct.
Not the biggest college football fan, but I love me some NFL.
See, I'm just the opposite. I prefer the college game. Mostly because of how they handle overtime. Each team gets a shot at getting the ball into the end zone in overtime in college.
Now, that I'm a firm believer in. I can
especially after how many times over the past couple of years the Bills have gotten screwed on a coin toss? Absolutely.
I knew you were going to go there, but I can't blame you, Tony. That's immediately the first thing that popped to mind is Thwaites almost popped the wall.
My two favorite football players currently in the NFL, Josh Allen and anybody that injures Tom Brady.
Well, I think Tom Brady might finally be done.
Good.
However, the media...
The dude's my age.
Look, Tom Brady destroyed my entire childhood and early adult life being a Bills fan. the coolest thing that ever happened was the fact when I moved to Florida shortly after Tom Brady migrated here. It was nice to be on the winning side of Tom Brady for once, as much as he tormented me as a child.
Now here's the thing. We got to talk about the wolf in the hen house here. My dad was a New York Giants fan.
Oh, the one team.
Eli Manning was Tom Brady's kryptonite. And for that matter, so was Peyton.
You know, the Miami Dolphins gave him fits too, but outside of that, I mean, if you were a football player and you had to play the Patriots twice in a season,
the Giants did the last time they won the Super Bowl. The Giants played the Patriots twice in the regular season, lost both times, came back and just whooped that ass.
I believe that was the helmet catch.
Yes, it was. And what did I get my father for Christmas or what did I get my father for his birthday a couple weeks after the game? A helmet with a football glued to it.
You know what, Tony? That's a really cool gift. As crazy as that may sound to an outsider looking in.
And who made the catch? A Syracuse University alumni.
A guy that name I should remember that I probably don't hear is Tony. 2 laps to go here.
Make that 1 lap to go as Caldwell has just put on a clinic here at Bristol. Matt, take us home.
Around the final time here, the last Crate Coliseum, Caldwell. He's had the right call from the drop of the green flag. He's going to get the dub at the last Great Coliseum. 13 going to get in the victory lane. Unfortunately, David in the 15. A runner-up finish, but Tony, as you said, that might end his playoff hopes. His second place might not be enough, but still, what a stout, standout run. What a drive. As Michael Thwaites threw everything in a kitchen sink, even threw the water bottle at the 15.
Hold on.
Tires.
Hold on a second.
Little real-time points calculation action here. Is Nicholas Caldwell going to burn it down
might be
here?
In. Cologne might be in by 1 point.
Oh, can you imagine?
If my loose math is anything close to being right.
Well, they're at the front of this piece playing Thunder Chicken right now.
Well, here's the thing. Cologne, he gets the bonus point for qualifying in the top 12. He's also going to get the bonus point for biggest mover.
Does the biggest mover
get a point?
Get him into the big show.
We're gonna have to wait for confirmation from Ed Morris and Company. But how about that man in the 13? Nick Caldwell just finally getting the monkey off his back as there he is. He's hiding on me. And Matt, I think you've got the man from Morgantown, West by God, Virginia with you now.
Nicholas, Matt, Tony up in the booth. Tony said you finally got the monkey off your back. I'd say you threw him into outer space with a dominating performance here. Like the Romans at the last Great Coliseum, all roads led through you tonight here. You get the dub. How much does this win mean to you, sir?
Means a lot. It's been a rough season. We won the first race at Daytona, and then we kind of went on a string of not being able to get any good runs together. So, I think we lucked into a little bit with Ed getting in trouble there early, and then the 24 wrecking. So, I'll take the luck when I can get it. So it's a really nice one to have.
Hey, I'll tell you what, and I know what those season frustrations like, but at the end of the day, you're here. You punched your ticket now into the championship 4.
No, he didn't.
No.
Oh,
he unfortunately got eliminated after the round.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah. I'm just a guy that was able to come in here and watch you put on a clinic. So I apologize for the air there, but hey, no way to better to circle the wagons than to come here in a playoff race and take it to the competition the way you did tonight.
Absolutely, yeah. It was I'm sweating after that one. That was 180 laps here is no joke.
I said earlier in the broadcast, your arms are probably going to feel like jello after this one, but it hurts so good right now. Who do you want to thank? Who helps you get it done? And what does this do for you the last bit of this season? And then obviously carrying this momentum, can you bring that into the upcoming one as well?
Absolutely. David Killow painted this sexy looking truck, Outland Survival's guide. I'd like to thank David too for racing the heck out of the 12 that allowed me to gap him there. So got to thank David for helping us pad the win there.
Speaking of David, your teammate put up the fight of a century. It was like Muhammad Ali and Tyson going at it. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But ladies and gentlemen, there he is, your winner here from Bristol. Nicholas, before we cut you loose, who do you want to thank who helps you get it done?
Absolutely. David Killow once again, and Josh Wren for Outland Survival's Guide.
Well, there he is, ladies and gentlemen. Didn't matter what the rest of the season was. He came to Bristol, made a statement move, makes a statement to the competition, and burns it down at the last great Coliseum. Nicholas Caldwell, he's your winner. Tony Trapasso, back to you, bud.
And joining me now, and this is unofficial, it was just me doing some quick math, but a man who I think just punched his ticket into the championship round of 4 by 1 point. David Killow, congratulations on a podium where you needed it most.
Ooh, you're kidding, right?
I don't think I am, because you were only coming in 19 points out of the lead.
Oh, if that's true. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Again, it's loose math. It's not official. I think you got in by 1 point if my math is anywhere close to being right.
I'll have to hold you to that one. I'll tell Ed to come talk to you for me then.
Fair enough. But either way, you've got 2 bonus points tonight. You qualified in the top 12 with only 10 drivers showing up. And you got the bonus point for biggest mover in the positive direction. I mean, Dave, you did everything right. You stayed out of trouble all night long. And we were taking a look at your wreck avoidance when Osborne and Haynes got into each other. Holy cow, what a drive. Matter of fact, I think you got a bonus point then for leading a lap as well.
Yeah, that would be scary.
That would be the 1 point that put you over the top.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah,
I think
I'm gonna have to reach out to the pins on that one because I'm gonna need some new bridges. That was pretty crazy, pretty scary, but
Coach Brown.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Dave, talk us through just how big tonight was for everybody over at Caldwell Racing, because you guys had a great run throughout your team.
Yeah, I mean, with our rookie Josh, his first real league, me and Nick trying to coach him. I'm coming back from not running leagues in years, trying to get back into the groove of things, trying to get my confidence back up, the feel of these trucks, because they're so much different than what I was used to. So, I mean, it's been a learning curve the entire season, just fighting with myself and that, just chipping away, getting the feel back, getting more confident, and then finally having a race where I can put everything together and it shows.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, how big is it going to be going into next week as we go into the house that Penske built in Michigan Speedway? What are your thoughts going into the 2 mile over there?
I'm going to try to go as fast as I can. I felt really good at California, its sister track. I felt like I had a really, really fast truck there earlier this season. I made a mistake there, so hopefully I can eliminate my mistakes and run good again.
All right, Dave, best of luck to you. We're rooting for you, buddy. Hopefully you did get in, and my math isn't too far off, but we'll see you next week at Michigan regardless.
All right, guys. Appreciate it.
Real quick, who helps you get it done?
Everybody at NCR, which would be Nick, Josh, and myself, putting in the time, having fun, and living the dream.
Absolutely. David Killow, congratulations. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
And Matt, with that, that's that's going to put an end to tonight's festivities. Is Caldwell and Colo, we just spoke to those two gentlemen. Michael Thwaites, unfortunately, is immediately gone to the infield care center to get rehydrated after just struggling. Ed Morris, though, great recovery drive for him as he comes home with a top 5, coming home in 4th, and Kerry Cleaver rounding out the top half of the field. Matt?
And I'll bring you the rest of the way through the finishing order here this evening. In 6th, Mike Rominger comes in that 6th place position. 7th belongs to Josh Wren in the 14. And the Toyotas, they're going to round out the field tonight. Just mayhem. They were not in the right place at right time. Lady Luck not on their side as well. The 35 of Justin Lemke. The 24 in 9th of Chad Osborne. And rounding out the top 10 starters here tonight from Bristol, the 99 of Rob Haynes, who was going places until tragedy struck him on the racetrack.
It was getting caught up in someone else's dumpster fire, which has been the bane of Rob Haynes' existence all season.
Yeah, Tony, you know what? And Bristol just exploits that. You know, if Lady Luck is not on your side, Bristol is not going to do you any favors typically. And unfortunately, that was the case for a lot of these drivers, include Rob Haynes, as you mentioned.
Absolutely, but congratulations to Nick Caldwell Racing going 1-2 here tonight at Bristol. We will have a points update for you next week going into the first race of the championship round of 4 at Michigan. But again, unofficial results, I believe Kilo just got in by 1 point, with Osborne and Lemke and Haynes all having big issues. So a second place finish and leading a lap definitely is going to help Kilo here tonight. That is going to do it for us tonight from Ricmotech. Be sure to jump on over to the sister broadcast that just started at Western State. Round number 3 of season 50 for those guys as they go to Charlotte for their Cup Series. He's Matt Metler. I'm Tony Sherpass. Remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that as you walk down the road of life this week, until we get a chance to meet again, do us all a huge favor. Don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.
High-performance sim racing equipment. There's only one place to go. Ricmotech.com.